Oh, yeah, so I got the overlay switched way ahead of time. But you know what? It's actually going to be the right overlay. So that's what's important. Anyway, we're getting into this game here. It's going to be actually another Protoss for Zerg. This time from the A team of these two teams, though. So, you know, we'll see some more crisp timings. Not that the last game was bad or anything. It was actually quite enjoyable. But you know what? It was a little off, but can't blame him, man. Can't blame him. Here we go. Let's introduce the players here. In the bottom right, we got the teal Protoss. That's right, teal, not cyan. I know I mention that every time, but it's really important. Cyan is stupid. Team LaG.Fiveyearold. And actually, Mayord is lagging a bit. We know likey. We know likey. Anyway. So his opponent in the top left, we get the red Zerg. Again, a red Zerg. This time, it is zGT Reason. He's not actually in the clan in wall right now. I don't know why. It's actually really helpful when they're in there, so then you know, it's like, oh, this is your clan. Thank you. That's really good to know. It's always just really nice. So 5-year-old here, going to be throwing a pylon up at the top of his ramp. I already know what this is, guys. I know 5-year-old's builds. I know all of them. I'm not going to spoil it, though. But, yeah, I know what's happening here. I guess there's two potential things, but I'm pretty sure I know which one he's going to go with. This is just stronger. And, you know, in a team league situation, you just want to use your best build. Definitely can't blame him for that. It's going to be a gateway up on the top of the ramp. Yep. So gate first here. I actually really love these kind of openings. I even put, like, the gate here, like the pylon here, and then the gate in this general area, just to wall it off a bit. And then if they exploit, you just free win, because I mean, you'll have a Zergling or a Zealot out, and you can micro with your pros if you need to. You can do the run back micro, like the stutter step. So it's just very good. The reason here hasn't really done. Oh, actually, you know what? He's gone. He's very lucky. 5-year-old has not gone for a forge first, because Reason going hatch first, throwing down his spawning pool on what looks like 16 supplies so very late. 5-year-old's kicking himself for not going forge first, man. But you know what? You just can't know that stuff. You got to take chances. And for the most part, you're never going to see Zerg do this. They're going to be like, oh, okay, I'll go pool and then into hatch, because that's what you do with Zerg. But not in this game, man. Not Reason. So 5-year-old in response to just throwing down his Nexus. Mayord probably needs to leave the game. He is lagging out a bit, but you know what? He's the admin, so he's kind of, you know, his call. This Overlord here, scouting out the Nexus. Pylon thrown down right in front of it there for 5-year-old. Is he going to wall off, like, here? There we go. Mayord has left the game. He is lagging a little bit. Definitely cool of him to do that. So, wow, yeah, he's going to leave right there. Cybercore, just going to wall off right in front of that ramp. This is different. I mean, if his opponent's really baneling busty, then I guess this can work, because you can use the Nexus as part of your wall. It's just so much more hit points than anything else. But, I mean, sometimes this can bite you in the ass, just because having a wall off right here is so easy, and you know, you just completely wall it off, throw some cannons behind it, and you don't even have to worry about this entrance that much anymore. As this response to seeing the early Nexus, Reason is taking his third. Just a straight up good choice. Queen on the way. Always good to have those. Forge also about to finish here for 5-year-old. So he's going to be able to throw up a couple cannons. Well, not a couple cannons, but a cannon as soon as he wants. And he's left some room right there for it. See when he does that. You know, with his building positioning too, he's left the corners of the Nexus open, which is good. Now all probes spawn in the corner of the Nexus, which actually drives me nuts, because they'll spawn into places where they just don't fit. And it's really not awesome to have to kill your pylons to get the probes out. This probe scouted the third. Yeah, he did scout the third, just getting chased away by these links, so a good probe there. Has a pretty good idea of what's going on. +1 +1 weapons, ground weapons, there we go, it's been started for 5-year-old. Very important upgrade. And yeah, this is pretty much lining up with exactly what I thought it was going to be. 2 more gates started. Actually, yeah, 3 more gates started. So we can go up to 4 gates. It's going to be a 4-gate pressure. It's a pretty strong follow-up. 4 gates on the way here. No gas in the natural quite yet, but you don't really get that if you're going to do that quick 4-gate pressure. He's got 2 gas stone. Apparently it's lagging. Is the stream lagging? I almost typed lag with capital L and G. Anybody else getting lag? Lol. Other caster? Do you have lag? Yeah, I don't really see a problem with that. Then again, it's not my tournament, so I can't really say. I just want to show you can move around now as the observer. Oh, it's so good. I know that probably made everyone sick, but you can move around and actually look at stuff. Yeah, reason apparently his computer is lagging pretty hardcore. Too much adult videos. That sucks. He's got ping and spikes. That sucks. Anyway, let's talk about Fiveyearold's build here. He's actually only got the one gas so far. No gases in the natural. One in the main. So this is actually different from what I thought it was going to be. It looks like it's going to be a 4-gate pressure to start off with, but I can't imagine him really going into any other tech after this. Maybe he takes like the fastest third ever just because he's not spending money on gas mining. But I don't know. The build that I thought Fiveyearold was going to do is still doable from here. It's just not quite as good in my opinion. But this 4-gate pressure is going to be a little bit better because he's going to be able to warp in really quickly. Looks like he's ready to go here. Reason saying, well, I guess we just got to play with it. It sucks, man. I hate lag. Battlenet 0.2, lol. Okay, so the game has been resumed here. A bunch of lings are on the way for Reason. Actually just stopped when I clicked on it. That Overlord dies. A sad slow dog. So yeah, it is going to be what I thought. Alright, so he's throwing up his Twilight Council. Going to get blank with this. It's obviously not going to be DTs. He's only got the 1 gas. Throwing down 2 extra gases in the natural. You usually go up to 3 gases with this, but that's after having had 2 gas for a while. Then again, you don't always start with that 4-gate pressure. This Zealot kind of trying to get something done. This Probe trying to throw down some pylons, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen either. This has kind of been thwarted by just Zerglings so far. This pylon's probably not going to finish. Fiveyearold's going to have to send out another Probe. And Morgan and Zealot's like at home? That hurts, man. Gonna have to start Blink very quickly here. Does he have the money? Not quite yet. At about 142, so... in a moment. There it is. So Blink's now... What? Oh, it's actually +2 attack first. Alright. Just gonna go +2 attack and then into Blink. Obviously, you know, this is gonna be a Blink all in. It's gone up to 5 gates? Yeah, 5 gates here. Probably throwing down 2 more. Going up to that 7. +2. Blink all in. It's very strong. So powerful. And it doesn't look like Fiveyearold's actually going to bother with this pressure. I think he should actually warp in Zealots and go, though. I mean, he's letting Reason just build drones. There's 6 drones in production. If there was a 4-gate pressure going on right now, even if it was warped in here, I mean, he goes up with 4 Zealots that have +1, scares the living bejesus out of these 6 lings. They all go home. Starts making, you know, maybe 10 extra lings at home. And even if he just goes home after scaring his opponent, that's good. That's damage done as far as the Protoss is concerned. Those are Zerglings that are just not useful for a long time. You can't attack with like 16 Zerglings. That's just not going to happen. And, you know, there's 5 larvae at least-ish. You know, assuming he'd made 10 lings, he'd probably even make more. But I don't actually know the exact numbers there of what is generally made. But, you know, that's just larvae that Reason doesn't have to spend now. So Blink is on the way, +2 attack being chrono boosted. These lings are going to see, oh look, it's a Twilight Council researching and a Forge being chronoed. I wonder what you're doing. Probably figured it out by now. Some more Stalkers being warped in. This is probably going to throw down a pylon, forward pylon. Yeah. So pushing out these Stalkers are really like, yeah, there we go. 18, 24 Zerglings now in production. But I think that's because he knows what's going on. And he's already at a sufficient drone count. 65 drones is actually just enough to hold it in a build like this. As Fiveyearold stops at 44 workers. It's just not very many. These Zerglings don't want to be dying. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But, you know, a couple Zerglings aren't a huge deal. There's still a good number here. Also some Roaches. Looks like 7 are done. I don't think he'll be making any more. Picks off that that creep tumor. These Stalkers are going to have to micro their little hearts out versus these Zerglings. Actually doing a pretty good job. They're, you know, doing some damage, not taking any of themselves. The Zerglings are now split up from the Roaches so they can fight. The Stalkers can fight them. This Roach is, the Roach group, hunting down pylons. But I think the Probe actually got out, and there is another forward pylon. These Roaches cannot die killing a pylon. This will not go well. Oh my god, the Roaches are split up into a flank. Fiveyearold's going to do so much damage here. He can still use his Blink Micro to have a really nice engagement. The Stalker count is now up to 14 versus 14 Roaches, 12 Zerglings. There's not enough Zerg units to hold this. Yes, Spine Crawlers are being started, but they're not going to be very good for a while. Ooh, wow, there actually are quite a few roaches here, though. 5-year-old going to have some really nice blink micro, and you know what? He's 5-year-old, so he's probably going to have it. He's actually waiting until the roaches attack, and then blinks out of it. Blinking forward there, I think, is a bit of a mistake. You definitely don't want to be blinking forward under roaches. Takes away your micro advantage that Protoss just has in this position. Supply is now 81 to 124, so, you know, looking okay for the Zerg here. He does still have 62 drones, though. So he's got a good lead there on 5-year-old. So no micro going on here. Just such good blink micro. 5-year-old, who taught you how to do this? Killing roaches without losing any stalker. Well, now he's lost 2 stalkers there. Gonna have to blink these onto the high ground one by one. Just have such good engagements. What are you now? He's focusing the pylon again, losing so many units. I don't think this is how you hold this, Reason. Oh no, now these roaches are all gonna die. I need a drink. And now re-engaging here, but 5-year-old's stalker count is steadily increasing, and the roach count is pretty much just staying the same. That's actually really good for the Protoss player. You know, slowly getting more and more stalkers. Yes, a lot of them are quite damaged. Blinking forward again. These blink forwards are so scary. A bunch more stalkers being warped in. Has he only got 6 gates? Let me see here. No, he's got 8, so that would make a little bit more sense. Roach is now trying to kill off these stalkers. Still, just such good blink micro from 5-year-old. Taking out these roaches so quickly. And with that upgrade advantage, man, it's just so powerful. Now these spine crawlers are finished, though. That's a pretty big deal. 5-year-old looks like he's going to be pushed back here. He can't really micro because he's using his blink cooldown to get away from these units. Now warping in some more stalkers. Going to be fighting this army away from Reason's base. But you know what? This is actually okay for Reason. Just because he did kill some stalkers. Yeah, I mean, the count is actually still going up. Wow. Maybe not. It's not okay. I think 5-year-old, if he just like went around these micros, he'd be in a great spot. Picking off an overlord is really nice too, making his opponent potentially produce overlords as soon as he gets a little bit more supply here. Now having some more really nice micro versus these roaches, goes in, fights the spines a little bit, then pulls back so he can fight the roaches properly without any spine crawlers. This is a lot of roaches though. It's getting to the point where there's maybe too many for 5-year-old to deal with. Reason is supply cap though, so, you know, unless he uses a bunch more units, he's not going to be able to make any more, and that's a pretty good thing for 5-year-old. 90 supply to 150, which is quite a big advantage for Reason. Then again, a lot of it is, like I've been saying, it's all roach supply. This is a huge concave for 5-year-old. Just having some great battles here. 5-year-old just doing so well with these Blink Stalkers. He's making so much out of so little. And that's the only reason he's still in this game. I mean, I'm dead by now, man. He got his all-in scouted, and he's still doing this well. It's, like, very impressive. There is another Zerg army that's been made, but it's about 20 supply below where he was at before, and 5-year-old's about even. So that's a pretty good thing for the Protoss player here. Now, another engagement, but fighting with the spine crawlers in range is just not going to go well for 5-year-old. Now, Reason chasing this army away again. 5-year-old going to turn around and try to fight, but there's a bunch of Zerglings here, and I think those are the units he really needs to hold this up. Some Zealots being warped in now. He definitely needs those Zealots to buffer those Lings. Wow, Reason just focuses that pylon again, loses most of his Lings really quickly, but 5-year-old's kind of running out of steam with this attack. So, I mean, these Blink Forwards are actually doing quite a bit of damage, just killing off extra units. I really think 5-year-old should, like, make an observer, or somehow get high ground vision, maybe with, what do you call that, hallucination or something, get into the main and try to fight in this area. I feel like he'd be having a much better time with that. Oh my god, these Stalkers look like they might get surrounded by these Lings. They've already used their Blink cooldown. It is about 3/4 of the way down. He's going to have to blink right away to get out of here. Blink, blink, blink. There you go. These Zealots are going to try to catch up to these Stalkers, but it doesn't look like it's going to quite work here for 5-year-old. Now these Roaches are just doing such a great job of chasing. A bunch of Zealots run into the Roaches, just dying. Now these two Zealots being just kind of left behind, man. 7 more Stalkers are just blinked in, or warped in, and +3 weapons is on the way here for the Protoss player, but I don't know if it's going to work anymore. +1 Carapace is on the way for the Zerg, as well as +2 melee attack. So he's going to have equal upgrades, and one of the real strengths of this build is that you have such good upgrades. You know, maybe even hit your opponent when he has none, and you have 2. It's very powerful. Alright, 5-year-old's finally decided to transition out of this. I definitely think this is a good choice. He wasn't going to get any more damage done. Templar Archive on the way. I just don't know. I mean, is it going to be enough? He's really far behind. Just Reason has defended this very well. You know, 5-year-old did have that really good micro, but really good micro doesn't quite overcome perfect unit making. You know, if you scout that so early, you're just going to be in such a great spot. Infestation Pit on the way now for Reason. Definitely a great choice here. I mean, he's up quite a bit of supply. He doesn't really have to worry too much about an attack. Because 5-year-old, yeah, he's warping in more Stalkers, but he's going to have this good army and good tech to deal with it. You know, one good thing for 5-year-old here is that he's getting Storm. So he's obviously, you know, he's going to get Templar as well. And, you know, Templar are very good versus Infestors, and then they can Storm the Lings as well. Just really owning those two units. And since Lingenfester is actually such a common composition, he could do very well if he manages to get a nice engagement there on Reason. This game is definitely not over quite yet. Yeah, these two Spine Crawlers are still alive. Those guys are badasses. 0 kills on him, really? No Spine Crawler kills? Seriously? Oh god, these Stalkers cannot get caught here. They need to blink away. There we go. Blinking away there. The Lings are still chasing. There's not quite enough to surround them fully. Oh my god, some of the Stalkers might get surrounded though. This is actually quite a big deal. Reason doing a great job with the Zerglings. Storm is not quite done yet, so there's not really any use for these Templar against a Roach army. He needs Storm for this fight. If he had Storm, he might be able to hold this, but... Oh, actually, it's about to finish. It's only 3 seconds away. These Storms are going to have to be huge. Oh, here we go. Wow, one really good Storm hitting so many of these Roaches, doing a whole bunch of damage, but Roaches just have so much health, and Burrow as well. Doesn't look like there's any detection here from 5-year-old, so he's going to have a tough time killing off these Roaches. Wow. Look how fast they heal. What is it? They don't even have tunneling claws, do they? No, they don't. Holy crap. It's also got +1 armor. What is it, U? No. G? I don't know. But these Roaches on Burrow now, they're going to be fighting snipe stuff at those Templars and the Archon really quickly. 5-year-old does have a really nice concave going on here, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough. Reason is just pushed into this natural. He's got such a great advantage right now. 180 supply to 85, so he's 100 up. All these probes are going to start going down really soon. Maybe, I mean, maybe if 5-year-old fought with them from the beginning, he could have lived through this, but at this point, just doesn't look like it. A bunch more Lings rallying in here. There it is, GG, man. Reason has taken game number 2, so we are now tied in this clan war 1-1. Havoc taking the first game, and now Reason taking the second. And, you know,